So okay guys, in this video we'll be installing the XAMPP and WordPress. So XAMPP is a combination of Apache, MySQL, PHP, MyAdmin, and it also comes with the Perl, but we are not going to install Perl in this video. So you can also install in Linux, but I found it's easy to install in Windows. So okay, you can download this 8.0.6 version, and I have already downloaded this one. And the next thing you need to do is WordPress and WordPress download. So if you go to this WordPress website, and here you need to download this file. So okay, these are the two files you need to download, the XAMPP.exe and WordPress.zip. So let's go and click on show in folder and run this as administrator. Okay guys, click on OK. So it will install. Click on next, and here you need to choose the softwares you need to install. So I am deselecting this Mercury Mail and Perl and Fake Sendmail. Okay, these components I want to install. Now click on next, and this is the destination directory, and I would like to leave it as a default CXAMPP. Click on next. Folder is not empty, so let's go and delete this one. I have uninstalled just before recording of this video. So now click on next, language English, next, and untick this one. Click on next. Okay guys, now installation has been finished. Now click on finish, or you can just simply untick this one. Click on finish. Now click on the start button and run this panel as administrator. So this is the XAMPP panel, and before starting this, Apache will run on port 80 for HTTP version and 443 for HTTPS, and MySQL will run on 3306 port. So we need to do some configuration on the machine. Port 80, 443 are not allowed because they will be used for different purposes. Those ports may be blocked by normal applications like our XAMPP. So that's why we need to configuration. We need to do some configuration. Click on config and click on this http://configuration. Now here you need to press Ctrl F and search for port 80. Click on next, and 80 you need to say change it to 8080, and click on find next and change it to 8080. So 8080. So that should do it. We have changed all the port 80 to 8080, and then we need to change this HTTPS port. So change it to let's search for 443 and change it to 4433. So save this file and exit. So now you can start the services. So you can see the ports, they are running 8080 and 3306. Okay, now what you want to do is go to the localhost or 127.001:8080 and hit enter. So you can see, if you see this page, your XAMPP installation is successful. And now we are going to create a database for our WordPress. Click on admin, so you can also go to the root directory php myadmin. So okay, I don't know why this did not work. Maybe it is pointing to another port 80, so that's why we did not get. So click on databases, and now we are going to create a database named WordPress and click on create. So now database has been created. You no need to create any tables. Now you need to download this WordPress folder and extract it. I have already extracted, and you will see this files. So copy the whole folder WordPress, go to C, XAMPP, and here you will get the htdocs and paste the WordPress folder here. Okay, we have successfully copied. Now you can go to the localhost 8080/WordPress. I think we need to restart this one. So let's stop all these services and start these services again. So refresh this. So it will basically go to this setup configuration because we are first time we are using this. Click on English United States, continue, and now we are going to connect to the database we have created in the previous tab. We have created WordPress database. So click on let's go, and database name is WordPress and username is okay. We need to change this. Click on shell, so you will get this shell. Now type the mysql admin.exe -u root, and you need to specify the password and type the password here. Root is the password for the root user for the mysql, and hit enter. So now I think we need to stop this service and start again. Now username is root and password is root. A database host localhost, and submit this one. So now let's click on run the installation. Okay guys, now website has been installed. Now we need to give the name, let's say text69, and let's say username admin and password admin. So I'm putting the admin as a credentials because it will be very easy to brute force, and we'll be brute forcing via this XML RPC in the next upcoming videos. So click on this confirm use of weak password, verify your mail. So install WordPress. So it will take time and WordPress will be installed. Okay, now you can click on login. It will direct to the wp login.php. So that's all for this video. We have successfully installed this XAMPP and WordPress. In the upcoming video we will enumerate and we will brute force the users. Hey guys, what's going on? In previous video we have installed the WordPress on our Windows machine. Now in this video we will be enumerating this WordPress. So let's go to my computer, C, XAMPP, and in htdocs we have the WordPress folder, and you can see these are the files. So I'll be explaining the main important files. The first one is wp admin. So here if you have access to this wp admin, if you have the login credentials, then you can exploit any of this PHP and get the reverse shell. So and wp content, so this is where you will have the plugins. So here there is a default plugin Kismet, and you can also upload the plugins, and you can also download from the WordPress, and there are some themes 2021, 2020 and 2019. So if you have the access to the dashboard, you can exploit any of the theme. So uploads, so here this content should be very carefully enumerated. So this is empty. Normally if you have some files .php, so if you access it via browser, those files will get automatically executed. So that's why you need to be very careful. So this is the about WP content and WP admin. So WP includes all the other stuff like JavaScript files and CSS files, etc., and other fonts, etc., all other except administrative ones. So this is where you can find some juicy information. In WP includes and license.txt. So in this license you can find the WordPress version, and WP activate.php. So this could be used for the mail purpose and blog header, comments, post, etc. And another important thing is WP config.php. So this we have connected to database, right, when we are setting up the WordPress. So that logon credentials will be saved in this file. So you can see database name is WordPress and the username is root and password is root. So that means after getting the reverse shell you can read this file WP config.php and you can see the connection to the database. So it's similar to a PHP configuration file. So if you access this, you can log on to the SQL database and you can see much more information if we have more than this table. So this is one of the very important files. So WP config sample is a sample file. It will come pre-default with the WordPress. So by default you will not get WP config.php, you will get only this one. So when we created the database, this file gets created, and WP cron WP load.php. So some certain plugins will use this WP load.php. So you can also use exploit this WP load.php and WP login, WP mail settings, etc. And last one is XML RPC. So I will be explaining in detail about in the next videos, but anyway I will explain briefly in this video. So XML RPC stands for remote procedure call. So there are some functions on our machine, okay, like pinging and getting the user info, getting the post info, getting the comment info. So there are some applications that uses XML RPC. So they will construct a call in via XML format, and that will be sent to this XML RPC, and this will execute that function. So we will be looking about this XML RPC, how to exploit this one using the burp suite and Python. So for now there are some functions in our this WordPress, and those functions can be called using this XML RPC. Okay, now this is the content. If you go to the WordPress website, you can see here the URL/URI, that is the WordPress. Normally if you go to the root directory you will get the WordPress websites, but we have installed in the WordPress folder. Okay, now we can enumerate this. So to do WordPress enumeration you need the WordPress world list. Google for WordPress world list and you will get see this one, seclist wordpress.fuzz, and you can download this one, and I have already downloaded this one. You can see wordpress.fuzz.txt. Now you can use the go buster. So you need to put the WordPress here. Let me check the IP address, and it's 102, and you can also check for WP content and uploads. So here you can see if you upload anything it should be processed here. So currently it's empty, so you don't need to expose that uploads folder. Put the threads as 20 and the word list as home carry. and WordPress dot WordPress. I think we are good to go. And let me stop this one, and I can say quiet, so we'll get only URLs. So you can see almost everything has been by default, so we did not put any security permissions. So you can see all the status codes as 200 and some redirect. So you can see this is the admin panel. So you can see almost everything is accessible. So that's how you enumerate the WordPress using the WordPress word list. We can also manually check for XML RPC.php. So XML RPC server accepts post requests only. So we will be exploiting this XML RPC.php in the upcoming videos. In this video we will be seeing about a tool called WP scan. So if you don't have the WP scan, you can install this using sudo apt install WP scan. But WP scan is already default installed in the Kali Linux. Okay, so you can run WP scan -h for the options. So these are the options we can use with the WP scan. So URL for URL, and help, it will display this banner, and V for verbose to display what's going on, what the tool is going to do. So this is the output, and you can also specify the format, and you can also specify the threads if you want to brute force. So we'll be seeing about this brute forcing in the next videos. And if you have the proxy, you can put the proxy, and if you want the cookie string, you can use the cookie. So if you have the logged in cookie, so you can use that, and you can use the scans. So this is the enumerate option we are going to see in this. So VP stands for vulnerable plugins, so AP all plugins, and P for normal plugins. Okay, and so this content management systems contain some plugins and themes. So I will show you this one. So this is a hack the box, so we don't need to worry about this. You can also use this WP scan on our Windows 10 system, which we have installed the WordPress. So this is a theme, right? So this is theme is applied. You can see this is the like a cream color, and you can see this is the one theme. So these themes can be installed by the administrator on the dashboard. So the front end looks like this, and also some plugins, so like getting all the comments, etc. So all those plugins will enhance the content management system WordPress. So that's why the administrator will install the custom themes and third party plugins. So if those plugins contain some vulnerabilities, and we can exploit them. So first, WP scan URL, or you can specify just U. So let's specify URL, and let's copy this and paste here. And now you can choose the -E option to enumerate plugins, themes, and users. So this WP scan also enumerates the users. So it will go to the WP JSON, and it will fetch the users. If the WP JSON is not there, then what it does is it will go to the recent post, and it will crawl all over this post and search for any usernames. So it will ask for I have not updated the database for some time, so it is asking for us to update. Now hit enter. We don't want to update the WP scan database. So this WP scan has also one website where it has some vulnerable database. So it will import into our Linux system and it will compare with this themes and plugins which are vulnerable. And now we can see the hello world post by administrator. So administrator can be one of the user. So now you can see interesting findings. So these are the headers. So it's powered by Nginx and PHP version, and we can see XML RPC has been enabled. So we will be discussing about this XML RPC in the next section. And WordPress readme found, so you can open that. So this is normal, the default things to do after installing the WordPress. And the WordPress version has been identified as 5.4.2. Now you can use the search sprite to find any vulnerabilities for this exact version 5.4.2. And the main theme could not be detected. Enumerating most popular plugins. Okay, no plugins found. So you can use the AP option. AP stands for all plugins. So it's gonna take very long time if you specify the AP. So you can also specify the threads like 10 or 20 to fasten the process. But even though this all plugins, all themes will take much time than normal scan. So you can see the themes have been identified as 2019 and 2017. And also you can see the version 1.5. okay, it says 80% confident. So these themes versions we cannot do by this version name. What you can do is, if you have the plugins found like say ABC plugin and it has the version 1, so you can go online and check for the plugin version exploit. So it will show you if there are any vulnerabilities and there are any exploits like LFI, any information disclosure, etc. So these are the themes have been installed. And enumerating users, so we have the administrator, so found by author ID brute forcing. So it has attempted the brute force to find this administrator user. So this is the basic usage of WP scan. We can enumerate the plugins, themes and users of a WordPress CMS. So in this video guys, we will be seeing how to take advantage of enabled XML RPC.php. Okay, let's go to our WordPress website, that is we have installed in the WordPress. So this is a normal basic WordPress blog. Now if you go to XML RPC.php, and you will see XML RPC server accepts post requests only. Okay, I will explain XML RPC in brief. So this RPC stands for remote procedure call. So that means the server hosts some methods. You can run the methods and you can get the information. So it is called remote procedure call. So XML RPC stands for we need to craft a request in the form of XML data. So XML is similar to HTML, but we can create our own tags. So generally this XML is used for transport purpose. So in order to transfer from one web application to another web application, XML can be used. So these tags are user defined, and the XML parser will identify these tags and will extract the data. And this XML RPC, we need to craft a XML request that should call the methods in this RPC. So the server hosts some methods like 100 or 200 methods, and you can call them using this XML request. Okay, if you go to WP admin, so this is my login page, admin and some password blah blah blah. So now you can see the password you entered is for the username admin is incorrect. That means we can try another time and click on login. So we have entered incorrect. In sometimes WordPress have some blockers. It will have only 3 or few limits per session. So after like 3 attempts, say then if you attempt the password, you will be blocked from this server for certain time. So that's why what you can do is you can, if you can see this is enabled, you can try to fetch all the methods available on the server. So let's get the IP address of this machine 102, and let's go to that XML RPC web page 8080 WordPress XML rpc.php. So it says post request only. So in order to modify the request, we need to set the proxy on, make sure the burp is set, and refresh this page. Now you can click on send to repeater and turn this intercept off. So change this get to post, and post send the post, and you can see parse error not well formed because we did not send any data. Now we need to send the data. So we need to say XML version 1, encoding is UTF-8. So this is similar to this starting line, and then we need to say method call. So for every opening tag there will be a ending tag, method call. So in this we need to define the method name, which method you want to actually call, method name. So I enclose this one, method name, and then what you need to do is you need to say the method. So to get all the methods available on the system, we need to say system.list methods. So we need to send the parameters. The parameters are empty for this method, and you can just say this params. So this should be fine. Method call, the method name is system.list methods, and then empty parameters. Now send the request. Parse error, page not well formed. Let me see whether there is a syntax error. So let's just remove this one. Okay, there is some spelling mistake here. I'm sorry for that. So now you can see we got all the methods. System.multicall will get you will allow you to run multiple methods in one request, and demo.sayhello. So if you got this output stating that these methods are allowed for you, then only you need to proceed to further. Now what I can do is I can say demo dot. So let me copy this one, and I can say now demo dot say hello. I am calling that function. Now send this, and you will get the return hello string. So okay, now we have tested, and we can take advantage of these methods. And one thing is you can do the denial of service on the server. So but I don't encourage you to do this. Ping back dot ping. So ping dot pingback.ping requires two parameters. So inside the parameters we need to declare as param one parameter, and its value is of string type. So we need to send the webhook. So let me create a temporary webhook. So go to this webhook.site. It creates a temporary endpoint to receive any requests. So copy this, now paste here. After pasting this, close the string and then value. So this is one parameter. Okay, let's copy the whole parameter here and paste here again. Now we need to send the second parameter as a normal blog request, something linked to a normal blog. So if you send this one, so you can see some fault code 0 fault string, and let's go to our webhook, and we did not see any request here because my application was not allowed to access to the outside network. But if you try on the normal server, it will send the request to this webhook. And another tip is you can change the content type. Content type is let's say that is text or XML. So that's why maybe. So let's try again. So there is no request here because this Docker XAMPP was not allowed to connect to the outside network. So I'm pretty sure if you try a normal server, it should get a ping back from this server to this webhook. So okay, I'm just closing this. So this is only demo, and please don't perform any denial service on any server. Okay, now what we can do is we can say again system.list methods. So let's cut this one, cut these parameters, and let's send this. So now these are all values, sorry, methods. One important method that exactly takes username and the password as a parameters is wp.getUsersBlocks. You can also try this one, wp.getPost get. So the methods starting with get are called generic getters, and the methods starting with the set are called setters. So you can try any of the getter method here. So you need to pass the parameters. So let's say wp.get users blocks, and the parameters we want to pass is two parameters. Those are username and the password. Let's say admin, and the password is going to be WordPress. So let's try this. Param value string value param. I think this should good to go. Let's send the request, and you can see here incorrect username or password. Now let me change this WordPress to admin, and admin are the correct credentials. And you can see we got some other than incorrect username or password. We got the is admin, the value boolean is true, and the URL, and you can see the title text69 and the string. Actually this is XML RPC. So that means you can put the placeholders here, and you can brute force this one. So let me say admin 2, and you can see incorrect username or password. So you can send this to intruder and clear our placeholders and put the placeholder here, and click on add. And now let's add few payloads. Let's say WordPress admin 2, admin 3, admin, and then let's say WP admin, password 123, and hit enter. Now let's start the attack. So the default is 403, and you can see for you can also do the length, and you can see the 200 status admin is the correct password. So why we need to brute force XML RPC when you have the login page? So that may be your important question, because the WordPress website can limit you from certain number of requests. If you try for 4 login requests, then after that it keeps you blocking. So that's why it will be very painful when dealing with the when there is a limit for sending the request. So that's why we can use this XML RPC. So there will be no time limit for this. So there is no limit for this. You can just send like 5 strings at the same time in one request. Okay, since this is a Burp Suite community edition, we have only one thread, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to write the simple Python script. So let's import our request module. So what we are going to send, let's put the URL here. So this is the URL and the XML data. So what is the XML data? You can use the 3 quotations to denote the multi-line string, and you can just simply copy this one, copy this and paste here. I think let me remove the space, new lines. See, make sure all these tags are closed correctly and are named properly. Even one mistake can you will get the error. So we need to brute force this one. Press the holder here, and we can say passwords. And for now I'm going to use a few passwords. Normally you can download a word list like rocky.txt, and you can place this in Windows, and then you can open the file as a file handler, and you can put every time in a loop here, so that you can also do that. So let's say WordPress admin 2, and the correct one is admin, and then let's say WP admin, and let's add another value, password 123. So okay, this is r is equals to request dot post of URL. So what you need to post this data is our XML data variable, data is XML data, and print of r dot text. Okay, let's loop this one, hit tab, and for I in passwords, so I will iterate through the every element of passwords list, and here let's dot format of I. So this should do it. So let me go and run this. So Python WordPress XML RPC is the file name, and now hit enter. So now you can see the first one is incorrect, second one is incorrect, and third one is correct. What is the third one? That is admin. So you can filter through the responses. So the normal error contains incorrect username. Okay, so let's comment this. If not incorrect in r.text, so print the value of password found dot format of I, and then we can say break because we already got the password. So let me run this again, clear the screen and run this. So you will not get any output because we have commented this line, and we can see password found admin. So you can see this Python script is definitely faster than WordPress Community Edition. If you have Professional Edition, I recommend you to go for it because it may be faster than normal Python. So that's all about this video. This video we have seen how to brute force the username and the passwords using this XML RPC. So when this enabled, we can do the De Niro service, and you can also brute force the usernames and passwords without any limit. So hey guys, in the previous video we have brute forced the login credentials using the XML RPC with a Python script, and now WordPress is running, and now we are going to use a tool called WP scan. So WP scan -h will tell you some options you can use with this tool. Help for help and V for verbose to see what's happening, and you can also output to a file, and you can set the threads, and you can also set the proxy. And here this is the main option. This WP scan is WordPress scan. It will enumerate the WordPress CMS for vulnerable plugins, themes and users, and also for configuration backups. So these are the options we can use. So we'll be using these options in the later videos. For now, what we are going to do is we are going to brute force the login credentials using this WP scan. So WP scan, and you need to say the password attack, and type is XML RPC, and you need to specify the username admin. So we will be enumerating the users in the later videos using the WP scan. So for now, let's say that there is a user admin, and specify the word list. So here we are using the rocky.txt, and then we need to specify URL, that is our /WordPress. So now hit enter. So this will do the brute force to this XML RPC, and it will verify the result and tells you the correct username and the password. So automatically it will first enumerate, and then it will brute force. So here you can see the simple output, the headers, and the response says the Apache, and XML RPC seems to be enabled. So we can use the ping back, or you can also use the brute force. So here it takes time because the rocky.txt passwords are jumbled, so the admin might take some time. So let me stop this one. I'm going to change this password list to another one, that is a common passwords, like a password text admin123 etc. Now hit enter. So that rocky.txt you can use that, but it takes some time, so that's why I'm going to use the small word list. So now you can see valid combinations found, username admin and password admin. So in this way, using the WP scan, you can quickly brute force if the XML RPC has been enabled. So guys, in previous video we have seen the tool WP scan to brute force the login, username and password. So in this video we will be seeing the Metasploit modules. So launch the Metasploit MSF console and now search for WordPress. Okay, you will get a lot of results. Now search, type auxiliary WordPress, so it will filter only among the auxiliary modules. So we have 35 modules, and now what we're going to do is, you can read all these: login enumeration, ping back, etc. Let's say XML RPC. So we can use the WordPress login enumeration, or you can also use this XML RPC login. So it's better to use XML RPC login because sometimes the login page could be limited for few password items. Now we have the XML RPC DOS, so you can use the denial service and ghost scanner and multi calculates. So you can specify so many functions in one XML request, and you can send that to the server. And now we are going to use the third one, this XML RPC login. Use 3 and show options. So these are the options we need to set. And so let's set first, set global rhost, the IP address of our website. So we have set the rhost, and the R port is not 80, it's 8080. And set stop on success true. So this will tell us the correct credentials and it will stop the brute forcing. So far these options are set. Now we need to set the target URI. So the WordPress has been hosted in the WordPress directory, and set user, we need to set the we know the username, right? So you can directly set username admin and set pass underscore file. So password file home tools wordlist rocky.txt. Now show the options. Password list has been set, rhost has been set, rport 8080 is set, and stop on success, target URI, username has been set. Now you can just say run. So the password admin can be somewhere in the rocky.txt. So let's stop this. Cat rocky.txt, and let's sort it, and then let's say head minus, and let's say 20 lines. So it's gonna take time. So I'm going to set this pass underscore file as home tools wordlist temp.txt. So this is a small wordlist. It's still, this rocky.txt is so much big. Okay, and then grep admin. So now you can run this file. So now you can see the press symbol, that means success admin : admin. Okay, now let's search for type. auxiliary and WordPress. So now we are going to use this WordPress login enum. Use 15, show options, and I think these are the similar options. We have the R host, and now we need to set the R port 8080. Set stop on success true. Set username as admin. Set pass underscore file as home tools WordPress temp.txt. Show options. What we need to set more. Set target URI WordPress. Now you can run this. Invalid username admin. I don't know why it is failed. So let me change the target to your WordPress wp login.php. Run this. Okay, it's saying invalid username admin. Let me show the options. Okay, in the login page, it is saying invalid username admin. So I don't know why this scanner gone wrong. So now you can understand some modules can go wrong. So that's why you should have a backup alternative. So if this fails, you can go for XML RPC login. So it will be like a request response. So this WordPress 5.7 may have some filtering about this. So you can also try the other modules XML RPC login. So that's why you need to have the backup. Up to now we have seen the Python script, WP scan and XML RPC login. So with this you can, if there is no other chance, like it's a last thing, you need to do the brute force. So guys, in the previous video we have seen how to brute force login using the XML RPC, but in this video we will be visiting the website. This is a vulnerable room from TryHackMe. So okay, we have this username and the password. Let's try few usernames, admin and the password, and now click on login. It says invalid username, so that means our admin user is invalid for this WordPress login. So there is no admin user. So whatever you try different password, it won't work until the username is correct, and then you need to brute force the passwords, right? So what you can do is you can use the burp suite for this. So first let's try normal admin and admin, and also see again invalid username. But if the WordPress site is very secure, it says that it will give you only like 3 login attempts. After 3 login attempts you will get logged out from the server. So okay, that's why the XML RPC method is a good way to go. But anyway, let's capture the request and see what you need to brute force. Choose the burp and then let's say admin and admin. Click on remember me, or you can also just do not click this one, click on login. Now go to proxy and you can see this is our request. Now right click on this white space and send to repeater. Now you can turn this intercept off, it will show the same result. Now in this intercept, if you observe, it is going to create the post request to the form wp login.php form, and what are the credentials it's going to send is this one: lock is equals to admin and password is equals to admin. So these are the username and the admin. What you can do is you can right click and send to intruder. Now go to positions. So there are some default positions Burpsuit has identified as a this is a variable and this is the value. So the we don't want this one, so let's clear this. And now we want to brute force these two values, placeholders. Now let's select this exactly admin. Okay, now click on this add dollar. So this will create a placeholder like this, and also do the same with the password. Click on add. Now we have two values to brute force. One is username and another one is password. Now go to this and select the pitchfork. So here you can choose the payload set 1 and payload set 2. So payload set 1 is for trying the usernames for this one, and payload set 2 will give the combinations for this password field. So let me try few admin robot WordPress root. So this is, let's say, payload set 1, and payload set 2 as password WordPress robot tour root, etc. Now after trying this, what you can do is you can click on start attack. So you can see the default length is 4069. Okay, so the response, you can see the default response. If you send the as admin and admin, you will get this length 4069, and of course status code is 200. You are getting some result, but it says the invalid username. So if you go to this one, admin password, it's the same 4069 length, and it's the same. So you can double click on this length value and then you can sort it out. Okay, generally I don't use Burpsuit for brute forcing because it is the community edition, so it has only one thread option, so it will try only one combination at a time. So you can use the cluster bomb. So let's now start attack. It will do the 1:n. So it will try for same payload, different another payload. You can see for one password it is trying for every username: admin, robot, WordPress, etc. Again it is choosing the admin for different password and robot for different password, etc. So you can use this cluster bomb for like m:2n payload sets. So there is no matching. So if you can say like this, descending order or ascending order. So there is no difference because all these are incorrect. Okay, that's how you use the Burpsuit to brute force. So this is the community edition, that is only one thread is set. So you can see number of threads 1. You cannot change this because it's a community edition. If you have the professional edition, you can go for this one, Burpsuit, because it has some decent fast to attack all this username and the password. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to use a tool called Hydra to brute force this login attempt. Okay, so let's go to our repeater and see what is the data. So this is the actual we are sending. Okay, so Hydra -l, so to specify for the username. So this is the L for username. So I will show you in the text editor first. So Hydra, and you need to specify -l for one username, let's say admin. If you want to use a username list, you can store the usernames in a text file and you can specify capital L, and put the usernames.txt here. So for now I am going to use one user by guessing, because it's a Mr. Robot CTF, that means you can guess for Elliot and admin. So after guessing Elliot Artisan, I guessed for Elliot. Now it shows that the password you enter for the username Elliot is incorrect. So that means Elliot is username. So we need to brute force the password. So Hydra -L, username is Elliot. Okay, we got the username. So next one is we are going to grab the passwords list. Okay, so I'm going to use the rocky.txt. so this is a very famous word list for cracking the passwords. You can download from the Google internet. You can search for rocky.txt and you will get the GitHub repository, so you can download this one. So okay, two parameters I have been set. Okay, username and the password. Now I am going to set the IP address. So this is the IP address, and after the IP address, what you are going to set is you are going to use the module called HTTP post form. So this is the module I want to use. So in this module I want to say the directory. So that is this /wplogin.php is the directory, right? So in that directory there is a wplogin.php file. So I need to mention the absolute path from this website. So this is the part, and what you are going to do is you are going to put one colon and then you are going to send these parameters. So copy these parameters and paste here. Now delete this admin and type holding shift and type 6. You will get the cap, user cap and cap pass cap. So generally why you want to do is Hydra on seeing this cap, user cap, it will identify this as a placeholder. Just like in the burp suite we have added some positions here, in the same way Hydra will recognize this one and identifies that this is the username field. So I want to put the Elliot here, which I specified here in the previous command. Okay, so that's how this Hydra will replace this user as a Elliot and the pass with the every password in the password word list, and then it will submit the login and then put another colon. So after submitting this, what you are getting as a error. So I am getting this one as error, right? So the Hydra will take one username Elliot and all the passwords from the password list. So Elliot and the password, the first password, and it will try to send the request. If you get the password you entered for the username Elliot is incorrect, if this sentence is in the result, then Hydra treats that password as an error. So that is a wrong password. If the result does not contain this line, so that means we will be redirected to something like a dashboard. So that means you will not get contain this string in that dashboard, right? So that's how you identify between the wrong response and the correct login response. So you can just simply copy this one and paste here. So that's it. And now you can also put the threads. Let's say 10 threads. Copy this and paste here. So it's gonna take a long time. So you can see now we have 10 valid passwords found. So these are the false positives. Why we got the false positives? Because we did not put the correct one. Let's remove the submit and So still we are getting the same result. Okay, so we need to in these conditions you need to change this response. Okay, you can say error. Okay, this is the error, right? So this cannot be in the dashboard. So now hit enter. So okay, now it's gonna take some time and will give you the correct password. Okay guys, I'm going to stop right here because it's going to take a long time, because this rocky.txt is not a small one. So the password for the file is this one, er280652. So let's go and log in. Okay, you can see now we have redirected to the dashboard. I have also used the WFS, but it did not give me the correct result. So you can also use this WFS tool. So WFS will fuzz for the web request. So Hydra can also use for other protocols like SNMP, SSH, etc. But WFS is only related to the web content. So U for URL and W word list and D for data. So this is the data we are going to send. So this has failed, so that's why I have tried the Hydra. Alright guys, in the previous video we have got the password and we have logged in as a React user, and you can see the dashboard. Here it says WordPress 4.3.1 and it has the 2015 theme. So let's go to the theme editor. So now you can choose this 404.php and now delete this content, and you can grab the PHP reversal from Pentest Monkey. So first let me check the PHP system of get off cmd. So this is the normal system execute command. So update this file. Now it has been updated successfully. Okay, so let's copy this URL and paste here. Now how to go to this 404.php. So let's wp content. So in the wp content we will have the themes. We have already seen the directory structure, and in these themes we have the theme 2015 /404.php, and you can see there is nothing because it's not printing anything. It's just taking the cmd parameter and executing that content. So we can say $cmd is equals to who am I. Now we can see we are the daemon user. So you can get the reversal. So we can say which Python. So there is a Python on this. So you can grab the Python reversal from Pentest Monkey and copy this. So this is my tryhackme IP address and the port is 5555. So now what you are going to do is say Python and paste this remaining content of this script. So it is a socket script. It will connect to us and it will get the shell. Now we have the shell. Who am I? We are the daemon. Okay, so we can also upgrade to the TTY shells. So we already know there is a Python. So this will create some nice shell. Now press Ctrl Z and STTY raw echo. So this will send everything into this console. Like you can, if you press the up arrow, then it will send it as a history up command, and then foreground automatically. Now you can see ls pwd. Now if I type up arrow, you can see the commands I have typed earlier. So that's all for this video. In this video we have took the advantage of this themes, and we have changed the themes to the PHP code, and that code gave us the reversal. So we have logged in as a WordPress into WordPress dashboard as administrator. So now we are going to look how to edit the plugins. In the previous video we have seen how to edit the themes. So let's click on this plugin editor. Sometimes the themes cannot be modified, you will get the error here. So then you can try for these plugins. So there is a hello Dory plugin, so you can edit any of these. Make sure that the users on that site does not visit these pages, and click on select. So I'm going to copy this URL and paste here. I will show you the path where the plugins will be stored. WP content plugins. So usually all the files will be stored in the plugins folder. If not, we will try the subfolder for this hello.d. So there is only one file, that is hello.php. So let's remove this code and write the system shell. So click on update file. So you can see file update edited successfully. Now just try for hello.php and command is equals to who am I. Now you can see you got the output as Nginx. So let's go to so you can grab this reversal from Pentest monkey from internet, and now let's assume Python is there, and let's copy this one. So I have already rooted this box and there is a Python installed, so you can use the which Python to confirm the Python. So hit enter, and now we are listening on the port 5555. Now enter this one. So you get call to undefined function. So click on update again. So now you get sometimes the file contents may be overwritten. In this box there is a cron job running. It is restoring all the files. So that's why you don't need to worry about that. You just paste the reversal here and you will get the reversal. So who am I? Nginx. Let's go to home folder and we can try to get to the root. So if the themes cannot be edited, then try to edit the plugins. Okay guys, in the previous video we have seen how to exploit the theme and get the reversal. In this video we will be seeing how to use the Metasploit for that. So type the MSF console and you will get this prompt. Now we need to search for WordPress shell, and you can see this is the one we are going to use, this WP admin shell upload. So use 3. So 3 is the number of this one in this search. Now it's setting the default payload to the PHP metadata reverse TCP. Okay, that should be fine. Now set the options, type in the show options. So these are the options we need to set. Okay, first one is password. Set password. So we have got the idiot password, right? So set password and set our host. So we do not have any proxy. If you want to capture the request using the burp suite, you can run the burp suite and you can set the proxy as 8080 localhost. You can also use the setg to set this rhost as a global. If you want to switch to another module, so you no need to put again rhost here. So set the rhost as this one. Now we are going to set the target URI. So target URI is the slash, so it's no need to be changed. So set username as what username we are going to set? Eriot. Now again let's show the options. So password is set, rhost is set, and port is 80, and username is Eriot. Now we can run this. So it immediately we got the result that exploit aborted due to failure. The target does not appear to be using WordPress. So that means it has one check. So this exploit is checking whether it's running the WordPress or not. So why we got this error means, if you go to here, so if you press Ctrl U and search for generator, so you do not find any generator. So in this there is no word generator tag saying that it's a WordPress. So that's why our Metasploit module has been failed. So in order to skip this check, what you are going to do is you should say show advanced. Now hit enter and you can see there are so many options. Now these are the payload options. Let's go to the exploit options. So we need to find the option where it is going to be checked. Fingerprint check and WP check. So you can see the description, check if the website is valid WordPress or not. So you need to set this as false. So copy this and set this as false. So now our exploit does not check the website for the WordPress, whether it's WordPress or not. It would directly try to log in with the credentials we provided, the Eriot and the password, and then try to upload the shell. Now run this. So you can see authenticated with the WordPress using, it's going to trying to authenticate and authenticated with the WordPress. Now it's going to upload this PHP payload. So you get the exploit aborted due to failure. So okay, for this room you cannot use the Metasploit, so that's why you have to do manually. So that's the theme of this room from the diagram. So for this you cannot use the Metasploit, but the similar way can be used for other Metasploit, other WordPress instances if you have the login credentials. So I will show you why we are failing to upload. So this is the normal shell we got from executing this theme. So we have changed the 404.php in the previous video and we got the reverse shell. Now let's type ls-la. Okay, these are the PHP files. Okay, that's fine. So ls-la, the you can see the path. We are in the WordPress, htdocs, wp content, themes 2015. So I want to display the properties of this themes folder. So what do we have is, we are the daemon user, we do not have the right access to these folders. Okay, so only Bitnami FTP can only write into these folders, but you can modify these contents because it's from the WordPress main dashboard. Here you have the option to edit the themes, but as a normal, if you want to upload a new file, it's not possible because we do not have the right access. So that's the problem of this, because they TrackMe do not want us to use Metasploit for this, because they want us to learn for the manual exploitation. So generally this is the method you can use the Metasploit. So alright guys, in this video we'll be doing the bastard box from Hack the Box, and the IP address is 10.10.10.9, and I have already done the nmap scan. and there are only two ports open, 80 port and 135 port, and there are no UDP ports open. Okay, let's go to that website to see what it has. So this is the index page. We have the user login. So let's try for admin. So those are sorry, unrecognized username or password. So what you can do is press Ctrl U to see any juicy information here. And you can see it's using the Drupal CMS. So Drupal is also like a WordPress free content management system, just like a WordPress. So if you want to check whether it is Drupal or not, you can see here meta name is equals to generator Drupal 7. So in this meta tag you contains the Drupal information. Not only Drupal, for WordPress you can grab this generator and you get the information. So you can say curl and in that grep for let's say ignore case and let's say generator. Now you can see meta name generator content is equals to Drupal 7. So okay, let's say output file temp.html, let's say cat temp.html and grep for generator. So now you can see this Drupal 7. So you can go to search sprite Drupal 7. Now you will get a bunch of exploits. You can see 7 Drupal get SQL injection. So I tried these, and for every exploit you need to have at least a basic login as a user, normal user. Then if it is 7 less than or 7.31, then you can use this exploit. So we don't know that it's 7.2 or 7.1 or etc. We don't know. We only know that it's currently Drupal 7. So we have some DNS service which we do not need. So one thing is you can grep -v not to show the Daniel. So now you will get much more less results, and you can also grep for not to show cross site. So this will reduce some few exploits. So okay, now multiple vulnerabilities, and we have REST module remote code execution and RESTful web services and serialized RCE. Okay, so at least we need to find the REST endpoint for this Drupal. So we don't know which to use. So I have run this Drup scan. So Drup scan I have downloaded from GitHub. It is similar to the WP scan. What it does is it scans for Drupal, WordPress, Joomla, Moodle, etc. So it will scan for multiple CMS and checks the themes, plugins, users, etc. Checks their vulnerabilities. So you say ls and you need to run this setup.py. So after this running the setup.py, you can use this Drup scan binary. So you can say Drup scan -u specifying the URL 10.10.9. So if you specify like this, what this does is it will try to fetch the home page, that is the index page, and it will grep for this generator, that is Drupal. So then it will understand that this site is running the Drupal, and then it will go and scan for Drupal themes, plugins, etc. So instead you can save some time by skipping this scan. You can say scan Drupal, and if it is WordPress, you can say scan WordPress. So for now it's Drupal, let's say scan Drupal, and I want to specify threads 20, and this scan will take so much time, nearly 1 hour, and you can increase these threads to save some time, but it at least take 45 minutes. So I'm going to stop this scan. I have posted in the Discord too that this Drupal scan took so much time. So plugins found. So you can see the changelog.txt. So this is the changelog. So let's go into this to see any information. So we don't find any juice information. So let's go to this changelog. I think both are same. Let's check that. Yes, both are same. So license.txt. So we do not find any information. And readme, so we don't have any information. Themes found, and 7 and Garland. So let's go to this Garland. Let's see whether we have access or not. So we do not have access. If you have the admin access, you can change the code and you can get the RC. Possible versions 7.54. So this should do something good. Now you can run search sprite Drupal 7.54. So now you can see we have less exploits than before. You can see before we don't know the exact version. Now we know that it's 7.54, 7 less than 7.58 authenticated RCE. So we do not have authentication. Okay, so let's check for other ones. RCE, Metasploit, and unserialized. So we need to find some REST endpoint. So I have brute forced this using the GoBuster scan, and you can see I have used the threads 20 and URL big.txt. So this took another 1 hour and so much time, and you can see the status code 403 are forbidden and 301 are redirects, but still we do not have any other juicy information here. So we have the robots.txt, so we missed that. So you can see there are a lot of information. So disallow directories. So allow directories are miscellaneous modules, profiles, themes, and disallows are includes misc modules, profile, themes, and there we go. So these are bunch of juicy information. Let's go to install.txt. It tells us the software versions. So this is like a default install.txt that comes with Drupal. So this, so admin, so even if you go to admin, you will get the same page. And user register, I have tried all this create account and something, but it does not allow you to create account. So it will say the mail is there is no mail service. So that is a dead end. So next one is REST. So this let's go to this one. So we need to send some sort of request to this REST endpoint, and it will reply with the response. So I brute forced this REST endpoint, and you can see dot profile, which is forbidden, and dot /0, and here I brute forced from 1 to 100 but did not find any result. So after that it's a dead end. Now let's go to the Google and search for Drupal 7.54 exploit REST. So go to exploit DB. I think let's search for REST. So it's okay. So this requires username and the password. So this is what is the name of this exploit? Drupal RCE. So Drupal RCE2 does not work for this because it requires some basic authentication. So this one REST module RCE. So this should work, I think so. Let's go to this. So okay, this one worked for this. This is the 7.x module services. Actually 7.54 should be shown here. So this is the PHP script. Let's go to CD tools exploits. I have already copied this one. So this is that same PHP file, Drupal 7 REST services.php nano. So what we are going to do is, you don't need to provide any of the username and the password for this script. So you need to provide the REST endpoint. It will perform the query and then it will do the SQL injection. It will retrieve the user details and session details, and it will upload the script. So here you need to change the REST and you need to change this IP address. So you use this as a REST underscore endpoint. And the next one is file name. So let me save this to, it's a text69.php, and the data you are going to send is this one, system $_get_cmd. So basically this will be some eval function. You need to change to this one, so you can upload this file and you can execute the code. So save this. So I have ran into some problems. You need to install the PHP code for this. So after installing this, you need to run this just like PHP Drupal 7, the PHP file name. So run this. So you can see stored session information in session.json and user information in user.json, cat user.json. So you can see this is the admin and the password is this hash. So you can crack this hash as well, and you can view the session information. So what I have done is, we have the three variables: session name, ID and token. I have already created these variables in the cookie editor, and I have placed these values. But even after placing all these values, I did not get admin session. So that's another bummer and another dead end. So why we should worry about this password hash and this cookie editor when we have uploaded this text69.php? Let's open this one. So you need to say cmd is equals to who am I. So you can see we got the remote code execution. We are I user, so it should be service account. It's a system info. So it's running Microsoft Windows 2008. So we are the service account, and we could try for chimichurri exploit. Okay, let's get the reversal. So obviously it's server edition. I think they have installed the 64-bit of this operating system. So, and you can see AMD 64. So let's run smb server.py, and the file name, the folder I want to share is previous at the share name. So let's say 1234. I'm going to listening on 1234. Let's say in a similar way to the architect box. Let's copy nc64.exe to %temp. So we should see the request here, authenticated successfully. So you can see the status, one file has been copied. Now what you can do is nc64.exe and connect to the IP and the 90 and the port is 1234. Upon connection, execute the command prompt. Now we should see the command reversal. Who am I? And you can see SC impersonate privilege has been enabled, and we are service account, and it's 2008 server. So what you can do is you can simply run the chimichurri exploit. It should work most of the time. Otherwise we will go for WinPeace, Sherlock and Watson. So let's copy. We should say temp. We should see second authentication. So it should be, it has copied. So let's go to temp dot /, and the IP is 190 and the port is, let's say, 4444, and hit enter. So if this chimichurri failed, you can try for potato or print spoofer exploit. So let's say who am I, and we are system. Now we can get the user text and root text. So that's all for this box. So what we have learned, first we have the Drupal website and we use the Droop scan, and it did not find much information, but we have the precise version of the Drupal installed, that is 7.54, and then onwards we have found the REST endpoint, and then we exploit for the REST without authentication. We uploaded a PHP, and with the remote code execution we got the reversal. So being the 2008 server and we have the impersonate privilege enabled, we have exploited the chimichurri exploit and got the root shell. So alright guys, in this video we'll be doing the blog room from TryAcme. As you can see, the symbol says it's running WordPress, and the IP address is 10.10.93.115, and I have already run the nmap scan to save some time. And you guys can see SSH port is open and web server port is open. So it's running Apache 2429 and 139.445. So let's enumerate for SMB shares. So there are few rabbit holes in this box. So let's view them also. SMB map, and the host IP is this one. Meanwhile, let's open the web browser. It takes some time. So you can see the print no access, and we have read write access to build SMB. So let's use SMB client for backward slashes and then build SMB. Meanwhile, let's go to the browser and open this website. So it says a note from mom and hi Billy. So we can get some information here. Billy Joel, so that is the username, and we have the login page. So this should be running the WordPress. To confirm that, press Ctrl U for the source code and search for generator, and here you can see WordPress 5. So WordPress 5, that should be kept in mind. Now we have connected to this build SMB and directory. Addis white rabbit, check this. So these are the rabbit holes. I have already got this. Check this. Where is this? Check this. Oh, check this. So if you go to this open file manager, and if you go to this, check this. So it's a QR code. If you decode it, and you will get the YouTube link, which leads to some normal music video. So it's a rabbit hole. So you can try this out, and you can also apply the strings. You will not get much juicy information. So this is the rabbit hole. You will not find any of the information. So let's exit this one. So now it's loading the login page. So meanwhile, let's run the WP scan. Let's enumerate for we can also use first let's check manually the users. WP JSON, WP version 2 users. Okay, first is Billy Joel, and its username is B Joel, and second one is Karen Wheeler, and the username is K Wheel. So let's go to blog.thm. So it's redirecting to blog.thm. So you need to edit the host file. So in TryHackMe, every time you start a machine, the IP changes. It's not a static IP. So paste this IP address and followed by blog.thm. Now save this. Now if you refresh this, you should see. Okay, now we have the two users, B Joel and Karen Wheeler, and we have the WordPress 5 as a version. Why it's not loading? Or okay, let's click again. Let's open again login page. So now you can see we have the login page. It's a B Joel and password is WordPress, and hit enter. So you can see here it says the password you entered for the username B Joel is incorrect. Let's try admin WordPress. Now it says invalid username, and we have another user, that is Karen Wheeler, and username is K Wheel. And you can see the password you entered for the username K Wheel is incorrect. So there are only two users, B Joel and K Wheel. Okay, if you have like this error message, it's worth trying for SQL injection. So if this corrects, then you can say that it's prone to SQL injection. So invalid username, let's try for, and true. Let's say hash admin, so invalid, so it's not prone to SQL injection. So it's also worth checking for this SQL injection. So we know the users. Now you can enumerate only for plugins and themes. So let's try for XML RPC, whether okay, XML RPC.php. So XML RPC server accepts post requests only. So you can brute force the username and the passwords using this XML RPC. So let's clear the screen. WP scan, password attack is XML RPC, and the username is bjoel. So I have tried for the bjoel and we did not get any password. Let's try for kvil, and the password list I'm using is rocky.txt. okay, the password is the password is qtpy1. So I'm going to show you this home carry to source list, okay, and grep exact match for qtpy1. So after 2800 requests you will get this as a success. So I'm not going to hit enter, it takes a lot of time. So you can use this WP scan, or what you can do is you can intercept the request and you can use wforce or Hydra for the login brute forcing. So for now I am skipping this brute force method. So the password is qtpy1. So let's remember me and login. So we have the dashboard, and it's not an admin user, you cannot edit the themes. So you can add media, add new. So let's select some files. Let's say temp.php file. Let me cd tools. So it says has upload to failed. So okay, let's first exploit WordPress 5. So we came to know the version is WordPress 5 from the generator. So I have got few exploits here. WordPress 5 exploit. So one is image remote code execution, another one is crop image shared upload. So this one worked because even when you upload an image, it's being cropped to some small size and the data has been truncated. So this has the Metasploit module and it's somewhat quite complex. So let's use Metasploit for this. Let's try for crop image exploit, site github.com. So I did not search like this. Okay, we have got some exploit here. So let's go and try this one also. Yeah, when I'm doing this box I did not try this. Let's see, RCO image code. So it's image code execution, it's not this one. Okay, we are not getting any Python scripts. Okay, let's use Metasploit for this. Search for WordPress 5. Okay, we have got so many. Let's say image crop, and you can see there is only one. Let's use this. Okay, set global or host. What the IP address? Set username kvil and set password qtpy1. Show options. Set lhost to the 10.0 IP address, and I think everything has been set. Now run this. So now you can see that WP scan completed. It came only with the themes, no plugins found. So if you have the admin access, you can edit the themes and get a reversal. So uploads has been directory restricted. So you can upload any of the files here. I think Metasploit uploads. So we got the metadata session. So let's execute the shell. So who am I? We are data pwd ls cat wp config.php. So it's still WordPress user. So this password I have tried to log in for the normal user, ls home. It did not work out. So cd home ls cdbgol. So here this is the rabbit hole. I will show you. Ls my RTO. Where is this PDF? Okay, it's temp.pdf. So this is letter is to inform you that rubber ducky ink will end effective immediately on this date. So rubber ducky is a USB which you can modify the code and you can auto run the script whenever the USB has been plugged in. So this is a rabbit hole. First I spent so much time for this. So ls blk, and if you say ls dev x vda1, so it's nothing. So this is a rabbit hole. So let's find for sweet binaries. So you can see there is a one binary card checker. So let's run this one. It says not an admin. So we don't know what it's actually doing. Let's run the strings. So we have so many strings. So first it's setting the user ID and then printing something. Then it is getting the environment variable and it is called in the system. So let's run the error trace to get much more information. So first it's checking the get env of admin. So there is nothing, so that's why it is jumping to not an admin and it's exiting. So we need to set the variable admin. Set admin is equals to say normal value root, and we need to export this admin. Now let's run this. Not an admin. Set variable is equals to value and then exporting the value, or we can say export admin is equals to admin. Now I think it worked. Who am I? Root. So you can see now we got the root shell. So this, there should be an environment variable named admin, then it is spawning this root shell. Cd root root.txt, and you can also get the user.txt. Okay, now it says you won't find what you are looking for here. What you can do is find file name is file type iname star.txt and owned by the user be Joel. So this should do fine. Or we can just simply say we know the file name, right? Name user.txt. So you can see this is the one cat, and you get the content.